Oh, you're fine.
Almighty hello, everyone. Almighty morning to you. Yes, Mercury retrograde is in effect, and when I'm away from Scott, we have technical problems.
The world falls apart.
I didn't know you needed me that much. I mean, come on.
How
Speaking of,
can it can't go on without you?
oh, you're so sweet. I am here to introduce you to my partner on Fridays, S. Scott Underwood,
Yay!
author of Conferring with the Universe. And Victor, you are the first one in. Yes, we are late today. We were very issued today, to say the least. I'm just saying. So I'm very happy to be here. Next time I am interviewing the author, S. Scott Underwood. We will make sure that he is very comfortable at his house taking this interview. I met Scott on the 29th of August 2022. That was the first day I walked in Everything Just Rocks. And he sat over there in the chair. I was thinking there, but over there in the chair near near Tina. And a friend of his at the time sat next to him because we always found out that if you sit next to the person that you don't want to read, it's a lot easier to get into to make sure you're in a different uh, group or pairing. So I didn't get sat with or get paired with Scott that first day. I got paired with Don. And so a lot of you know that we've been doing a lot of things with Don. Well, once we started going live, I mean, I knew Scott and was paired with him many times before that. But once we started going live, Scott had said, I'd like to do that. How do we start? So we started on Gabriel Reveals, and Gabriel Encounters. So we've done a lot of stuff together on here. It's going on 3 years, and that's pretty significant. He's doing new things now, and I'll let him talk in a minute. He's just sitting there being cute.
Yeah.
He cannot hear me through his computer. He can only hear me through his phone. He can't hear anything I'm playing because that's the Mercury retrograde having fun with us today. And Mercury retrograde I was born under, so I'm not too worried about that for myself, but it always affects Scott. And he's turning up his volume so he can hear me better. And that's why you hear not an echo, but a replay of what I'm saying. Is that what's happening? You had to turn it up, Scott?
I'm just turning it down.
Okay. Hold on. I'm going to turn it up on my end. I have it away from me so that it's not going to feedback. But I'll turn up the volume a little bit. A little bit. Okay. I hope you can't hear too much. All right. Anyway, we've done a lot of things. He's come to markets and all. We've been to a market together and loving this, but what he does especially well, besides writing this and asking the universe for answers, just so much noise around me. Anyway, channeling Gabriel, the Gabriel Collective, and that's his new thing. He's working with Kristen. I don't know her last name, and right now we don't need to.
Bordeaux, Kristen Bordeaux.
Oh, that's right, Bordeaux. The red wine. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, I keep hearing the repeating. Okay, let me go to my QR codes. This is what he's doing. So if you have not checked out the Gabriel Collective with channel S. Scott Underwood, that's what I put on there. Anyway, ask questions of Gabriel Collective or on, you ask the questions. Dang it. I'm sorry, that's too much noise for me. At www.thegabrielcollective.com. So they have a website. So you can ask your questions on the website and they will answer them. Hello, Sandra. Oh, and the super moon. Yes, super new moon, right? Okay. All right. So, Scott, author Scott, and I don't know if you've seen the thumbnail, but you are a channel, medium, psychic, and intuitive. Any other things you besides being the psychic plumber?
Well, just being all around nice guy is all I can think of to add.
Don't
I
forget.
never know. I never know what to call myself. And as you phrased that question, I think about that a lot because I see other people running around saying, I'm a psychic medium or I'm an empath or I don't know what I am. All I can tell you is when I tap into whatever I'm tapping into, I just get words back. And what's been evolving lately is as individuals work with me, the energy that works with me chooses to sort of give them a personal hit list of, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. They're much more gentle than I am. And I was talking to them this morning, and they're focused. They don't want to talk about parallel universes or, uh, you know, aliens. Their whole focus seems to be working with an individual, realigning them on their path at any given point, being a road sign or a road marker. That's their stress point in terms of what their function is. And it's funny because that's always been something I've been interested in. So, I guess that's why we're together. And, but I keep waiting for these huge, monumental, universal explanations of the sun rising and the moon setting, and they don't go there. So that's as much as I could tell you with any accuracy. They haven't showed up in the living room yet, so it's still very vague. But I have learned to sense their energy to where I know it's that energy, whoever they are. And I call them the Gabriel Collective because it's a group of them hanging out. That's as accurate as I know how to be.
So, how did you get there? How did you get to this point?
Getting there was an interesting, because the beginning of the path, I could take you back to junior high. I could take you back to high school. I could take you back to, I'm trying to think, elementary, just when some events started happening in given situations where I'm going, what the heck, where did that come from? And then as I got older and started working my own business, I remember some events happening there that basically saved my life. And I'm thinking, that was weird. How did that happen? And then it wasn't, I guess what sort of sealed the deal was when I got into this book writing seminar, which created the book, and they became very clear in terms of their communication. And I'm going, well, wait a minute, where you guys been all this time? But then I was able to correlate previous life events with this connection. And so if to give you a solid answer, I would say probably early, mid, late 20s in terms of having an established path. But they didn't show up until about 8 years ago in full force. They were just sort of playing around the edges before then.
So, what happened at 20 to get you on the spiritual path?
I'm sorry, one more time.
What happened around the age 20 to get you to the spiritual path?
It's something I think I was just born with. I always had questions. I always had curiosities, and the problem was people in my circle, including parents and relatives and friends, didn't have any answers. I just always kept looking to if I heard some weird story, that's what would intrigue me, and I'd try to listen to who was talking about the story, and I would ask questions. And my childhood was very religion oriented, not fanatically speaking, but it was a small town in Ohio. We went to church as a kid. I went to Sunday school. I went to church with my grandmother. You know, it was all the biblical figures. But I'll tell you that the one thing that aggravated me a lot was, what's the story about Moses coming down with the tablets from the mountain? There's that one, and like I thought, well, why is God only talking to him? I want to talk to him too. I like the story about the burning bush thing too. I thought, and this is all in the book, but it's I'm thinking burning bushes. Aren't there some of those here in Arizona? I mean, there should be some place to find one that we could talk to. And I just was always looking for the voice of something beyond me that they kept telling me was out there. And that was, I would tell you, that was the carrot dangling out in front of the horse that kept me moving, and that connection. And little did I know that it, but knowing what I know now, I know everybody's got it. It's a matter of how bad do you want to connect with it. But it's uh, now it's become second nature with me. I can't tell you that, not that I haven't put some work in on it, but it's a hunger, it's a thirst, it's a craving, it's a desire for a connection point that you can't get any other way. Once you experience, you go, wait, I want more of that. You know, sort of like somebody who gets a hole in one in golfing. You know, I want to get more of those hole in ones.
He's, I, I think you're back. You did glitch there for a second. Okay. If
You're
you guys
rather
have any